of us have been asking for a truly Indian smartphone. Well, Micromax tried last year, it was a good effort but needed some work. And now we have Agni 5G from Lava. This is the very first 5G smartphone from an Indian smartphone brand, and one which I believe can actually compete with the smartphones from Xiaomi, Realme and other brands. Why do I think so? Well, I think you'll get to know by the end of this video. You're watching India Today Tech. My name is Manas Tiwari. Lava Agni 5G is priced at Rs 19,999 for the 8GB RAM and 128GB storage variant, and in case you pre-ordered it, you must have got a Rs 2,000 discount as well. Honestly, that's not a bad pricing, but before I talk about that, let's have a look at what all comes inside the box. First up, you get the phone in the Fury blue color variant with a polycarbonate back and plastic frame. It reminds me of the Redmi Note 10s and a few other budget phones. You get a TUV case inside the box, a 30-watt fast charger and a Type-C USB charging cable. There are no earphones here, but that's the case with most smartphones these days anyway. Initial thoughts, the phone looks good. Lava has kind of surprised me with the build quality. I mean, this does not have a premium feel, but it does not feel cheap either. You get a side-mounted fingerprint scanner which works fine. The phone feels a bit tall. It's not that heavy, but I can't even call it light at 196 grams. The rear panel is glossy and catches a lot of fingerprint smudges. On the front, you get a hole punch cutout which is quite small but has a bold ring around it. Remember when I said that this phone feels tall? Well, that's because Lava has used a 6.78-inch display here. This is an LCD display with full HD plus resolution. It gives you enough real estate to stream videos, play games or type during daily usage. The brightness is fine for indoor usage, but definitely not enough to scroll things under direct sunlight. The visuals appear just okay on the screen and lack the punch. The display supports 90Hz refresh rate. In fact, it's an adaptive display, which is good to see because it helps you save battery as well, and you get a smooth experience at the end of the day. Lava is giving you 4 cameras at the back, which is at par with most smartphones these days. You get a 64 megapixel primary camera, 5 megapixel wide angle camera, 2 megapixel depth camera and a 2 megapixel macro camera. There is also a 16 megapixel front camera for selfies. I like that Lava has a comprehensive camera app here with different modes like Ultra HD, Super Night, Pro mode, AI mode, etc. I also clicked a few pictures and here are some quick observations. The main camera is good. It captures sharp images. There is an AI mode that enhances the whole scenery, but it can be guilty of boosting colors at times. The images are sharp even when there is limited light source. However, the shadows are more prominent in this case. The portrait mode is good. Actually, it really impressed me with the bokeh effect. The edge detection is also great when the phone gets it right, but at times it fails too. For example, in this image, the camera has removed a part of my glasses, which looks weird. Coming to the night mode, it is passable. There can be visible noise in some images, but with the light source around, the camera does a decent job. For example, in this image, while the right side is completely dark, the middle part with some light has come out fine. The daylight selfies are okay, they are sharp, but skin tone can be saturated. The camera adds a pinkish hue to the face. The low light selfies are underwhelming and could have been better. Inside, the phone packs MediaTek Dimensity 810 processor, and this is a chipset that you are probably going to see on a lot of other smartphones over the next couple of months, including the Redmi Note 11T, which is launching on November 30. In case you want to know about that phone, you can watch our previous video as well. Now, this is the first time that I'm using this processor, so what I'll do is I'll spend a few more days with it and talk about the performance in detail in our final review. And for all of you who care about the 5G bands, well, this one comes with 5G bands, which is not bad because there are a lot of other smartphones which actually offer 2 or 3 5G bands at this price point. The phone runs Android 11 and gives you a clean software experience. There are very few pre-installed apps on the device, mostly from Google, which is good to see. Lastly, you get a 5000 mAh battery on the Lava Agni 5G. which is good enough, and you get a 30-watt charger inside the box as well. Now I'll talk about the battery backup after a few days of usage, but as far as the charger goes, well, it takes about 1.5 hours to 90 to 100 minutes to fully charge the phone from 0 to 100%. In conclusion, I must say that Lava has not done a bad job at all. Given that it's very first 5G smartphone, it has done a good job, and this phone shows a lot of promise. In fact, you get all the features which you would get on any other smartphone at this price point. I hope that the cameras were actually a little better, but apart from that, this phone ticks most boxes. Yes, the problem is that there is a lot of competition in this segment. You can get the Redmi Note 10 Pro or the Realme 8 Pro at almost the same price, or even for less, which makes this one a hard recommendation. But for anyone who wants to buy a smartphone from an Indian brand, then definitely now at least you have an option in the Lava Agni 5G.